All right, so we were talking that we have this due to let's say unloving or unfortunate, unfavorable childhood situations. We were raised in a family and somehow, unless you were raised by some sages, even then it's not for sure, but we were not attuned to, or we got downloaded some kind of painful programs from our ancestors, and certain things happened and we developed some from the golden child is like the hurt child, and then because there's the first imprint of something like, oh wow, it's my fault, or oh, there's some kind of, even without thoughts, because they initially the child doesn't think I'm not worthy or I'm unlovable or I'm not good enough, but there is a felt sense of that, yeah, and so this deficiency core identities, yeah, that we talked about. For most people, those are, we are not thinking about them all the time. I mean, for most of us. However, they are there. They are driving behavior. They are holding us back. They are there. They are core organizers. It's called core organizer, meaning that our experience shows up, but there are some core organizers that form our filter. So that's, and it's really hard to have a good job or career or relationship or anything if they are left intact, strong deficiency identities. Also, they create a lot of other problems, yeah. For some people, and also these people, they actually are struggling more, is that it's pervasive. It's kind of takes over the conscious mind, like I'm worthy, unlovable, broken, nobody cares. There's some negative commentary, yeah. For most people, it's subconscious. Even for people that, like, on the surface, they are confident and they're doing well, even those, like many of them, they have some kind of deficiency identity. So the way to go is to identify it, see which are ours. So that's more like will be a pillar of our ego, of the house of our ego. It has some major pillars, and in some system they will call it like chief feature. In the fourth wave, chief feature, which will be like a core sense of personal me. Yeah, so that's where we're most mechanical, most asleep when we are there. And also the problem is we believe it is me, that is me. I unworthy, I not good enough, or whatever. So the way to go, we need to become very conscious of them, know which ones we are running. And then the second step is to start to deprogram them. The tricky part about the deprogramming is that for many of us, this is subconscious, so we don't even know what this is, and it doesn't come usually. It comes, maybe there is some unfortunate situation happening, that somebody leaves us, or some major trigger, usually a trigger where we have big friction, relational trigger. The fact that we are triggered so bad by it is that it brings up some deficiency story. But for most of us, that it doesn't come. However, it drives shares in a company. So important task is to find a way to bring it up. The deficiency stories are usually, Scott will call it, they are in the closet. In the closet. And so to try to come out they're in front of us, as they say in the shadow work, to put the shadow in front of you. And so the idea is to find a way to bring it up consciously, and then we need the way to deprogram is to witness it thoroughly in its every aspect. There's a thought aspect, there's the memory aspect, there's a feeling aspect, there's a sensation aspect, and all of those, they create this cocktail that is like me deficient or something. So it's difficult to investigate thoroughly this in every aspect because it is hidden. So we need some special tool to bring it to the surface. Yeah. So this is the reverse inquiry, what I want to explain now. Reverse inquiry is a tool developed by Scott Killaby, which that we don't wait until next time some shit goes down, but in a calm, peaceful space now, we stir it. We stir, there's a way to bring it up. So the reverse inquiry is a, let me explain it. Also, what is interesting, although Scott didn't know about that, the same technique actually was used in Hakomi, Hakomi being like some type of awareness-based somatic psychotherapy. They will call this a probe. They call it probe there. Scott, you calls it reverse inquiry. And all right, so it goes like that. Yeah, so basically how it works is that, let's say if we do it by myself, I do it to myself, or if I do it to someone else, I have myself or the other person drop in a little bit, meaning that they quiet their mind, they're more present. Yeah, so there's more mindfulness in place. And then I would throw, we can use a statement, the statement, which is based on a principle as if I throw a pebble in a pool of water. I throw a pebble and there will be some ripples. So it's a little bit like a dealership. When you go your car, there's something wrong with your car. And I mean, if you have a messy newer car with a computer or stuff, they put some computer to your engine and it shows the corrupt codes. So the reverse inquiry is kind of the same principle. It is meant to bring up the corrupt codes to the surface because we can't witness something that is hidden. So it brings it up. So let's talk more practically now. All right, so it will be like, I get someone to be calm and we're going to do it together, yeah? We're going to do it together soon. I just now explain it first. And then in this quiet, aware space, I can say the statement, like a statement that is, that I'm kind of say out loud. The purpose of this statement is not to listen to it or not to think about it or not to believe it. It's more like to use the statement as it's a pebble that stirs some waves. So your task is to observe the waves that are stirred by the pebble. So I'll give an example. Let's say I have someone, I get them calm or myself, and I say this. I'm good enough just the way I am. I am good enough just the way I am. This is the statement. This is the inquiry. Now, we don't think about it or be like, we don't use it as a positive affirmation. So it's not a positive affirmation. We use this, I'm good enough just the way I am. I throw this once or twice, I'm totally good enough just the way I am. I'm good enough just the way I am. And then I simply witness what's happening. What's happening, it could be that some wave will come, something will be. It could be some thought. Maybe you will say, yeah, bullshit. No, you're not. or like, yeah, you wish. So there will be some thought, will say something, or a memory, or could be some subtle tension somewhere, some knot or some pang in the chest or in the belly, or a subtle, could be strong contraction, or could be just a little something, or it could be a feeling. Yeah. So basically, if I already resolved my deficiency story, and if I dropped this, I'm good enough just the way I am, my consciousness will be either like, yeah, or there's like nothing. It's like neutral. I'm worthy of good things in my life. If my subconscious believes that, then there will be no response or a slight positive response. Yeah. So if there's no response or a slight positive response, it means that you don't have any corrupt codes in that channel. If there is any objection, if there's any objection arising in response to that inquiry, it means that my subconscious doesn't believe that. And actually, it brings to the surface the deficiency story. So it kind of brings the iceberg a little bit out of the water, you know, or the, I don't fish, but Scott was using this thing like you are bringing the worms out. So you want the worms to come up. So for many people into this, like I'm lovable just the way I am. Now the exercise is to stay and witness whatever comes up. If it's a thought, to just let it be one thought, and just it will say, no, you're not. You are weak, or you are a failure. It will say you're a failure. Then the job is to simply witness this thought, not engage with it, not argue with it, not go away from it, to witness this thought one thought at a time, as if this is like the only baby in the world, the only baby in the universe. You don't want to abandon the baby. So try to put it on a screen, I'm a failure, and just turn towards that thought and just be awake to it, do nothing to it, until that thought goes away. There may be another thought, like, yeah, because you fucked up your life. You see, look at your life. Fucked up your life. Okay, it's another thought. I fucked up my life. Look at it from awareness. So we don't think about it. We don't engage with it. We are just more like a silent witness of that thought. Yeah, until it falls off. The tricky part with thoughts is that you may have a whole story coming up. Like I'm lovable just the way I am. No, you're not. Look at you. Blah, 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 blah. So no, if we go in the whole story, we are not witnessing anymore, and we reinforce the story. We want to unpack the story thought by thought. Now, for most people, it doesn't, you can say, give me another example of reverse inquiry. It's safe to be vulnerable. Yeah, it's safe to be vulnerable with my partner. Or I can fully be myself, or I'm worthy of love and care, or it's safe to put boundaries, or I can ask for what I want. Anyway, all of these statements, they will stir something. It stirs the deficiency story, basically, that usually is hidden. Okay, now what could be for some people, let's say also it is very good to do this inquiry, also bring a panorama, meaning that I'm bringing people in my life, my girlfriend, and then my colleagues, or my mother and father, and looking them all there, you know. And as I look at them, and I'm also aware of my body, I say this: I can I can fully be myself with them all. I can fully be myself with them all. Saying this once or twice, and then just present, noticing the ripples. For some people, the ripple might not be a thought. For many people, like, doesn't say anything yet, but there might be some slight contraction in the body. Now, if that's a slight contraction in the body, that's more there. We want to allow it and to mine it. It says, oh, I can fully be myself. There's something in the chest, and it says, we mine it. This contraction in the chest, what does it says? It says, no. If you get any sense of a no, if you get no, no, there's more in the no. No meaning what? No meaning that no, I have to hide. I have to hide. I have to be careful. Yeah, so if there's no, see what's the thought behind the no, or see what's the feeling in the contraction. So basically, if a memory comes up, I'm totally, it's safe to be vulnerable. And then the memory comes up when somebody hit us, or when I share something. And so, okay, that means no, no, no. And then, anyway, so these statements, this reverse inquiry, it's I'm bringing up stuff which I have, but is hidden. I'm bringing to the forefront. And then the job actually to witness it. And, you know, I'm talking now generally, there are other things to do once you have, there are other things you can do, but this reverse inquiry is the very essential. Yeah. So the idea is that we do this once or twice, then it settles, then repeat. I bring the same inquiry. And then something else will come, or something else, or something lighter. So basically, in the process of witnessing the pain body that is usually hidden, and also there are some other side inquiries, like, okay, it's not safe to be not safe to be vulnerable. It's not safe to be vulnerable. Okay. I look at this thought, it's not safe to be vulnerable. Look at it. What do I get out of believing this thought? This is called the utility inquiry. It's pretty simple. We can talk another time. What do I get out of believing that it's not safe to be vulnerable? Then I wait. Again, what's the utility of believing not safe to be vulnerable? I can be fully vulnerable. No, I have to hide. What do I get out of that I have to hide? To avoid people being upset with me. I don't know. Or to avoid make sure they don't upset with me, or to people to like me. You know, so there are side inquiries that will bring up more. Yeah. So in this way, this organization, which is actually hidden in the shadows, we are bringing it and exploring it in the forefront, little by little. And with repeated cycle, we are gradually going to see that those thoughts are not true. They were formed from a child consciousness. It helped me a lot in my childhood to hide, to lie, to not share, to be careful, to be nice, to be a good boy, to be funny. It helped me a lot. But now this is for my ego, and it's a big limitation. I am living very small. Yeah. So yeah, that's the principle of reverse inquiry. It has very many applications. So one of the main application is that it makes this thing which is, you know, hidden, it brings it more to the forefront. So it's an accessing tool. I can't deprogram or what, I don't even know. So this will bring it more to the forefront. So then we can shine the light of awareness on it. We can challenge it. We can do stuff with it. So it's an accessing tool. It moves the process along. You'll see if we do this, it moves the process along. It keeps going further. Also, it you know, you do this kind of deprogramming with some of this method for some time. After some time, you bring, I used to have the deficiency story that I'm alone. I'm alone. Many have it like I'm alone, some existential loneliness, so I'm alone. There's no love. I'm alone. And it felt like, yeah, you know, people is with me here, like I'm alone. And usually this is hidden. I'm doing everything I can not to feel alone. You know, I mean, smoking, this, going, dates, whatever. So it took me a long time to discover this deficiency story that I'm alone. I'm alone. And actually, this is anyway. So after engaging with this for some time, doing all kind of repeated deprogramming cycles, at some point you can bring the same thing. I'm totally, I'm worthy of a good relationship. After maybe 2 or 3 weeks or 2 months of getting no, all kind of thing, all kind of reasons, at some point it will be like, yeah. So you can actually check your progress, how much they are still active, those stories. Yeah. There are other ways that we can use reverse inquiry in a way to make emotions more conscious. Because sometimes something happens and we don't know, I don't know what I'm feeling. It's like, but I don't know what I'm feeling. So let's say I'm bringing somebody, I just had an interaction and I'm looking at the person and I do a reverse inquiry like this. Actually, okay, I'll give you a real example. This is a good way to process triggers in some way, emotional triggers. Let's say I had a conversation with my girlfriend some time ago, and she was upset with me, and hang up, and whatever. So I'm like fucking like triggered and activated, and like a lot of stuff. So right away, going into not to calm down, but to get more present, not calm down, get more present. I feel a bunch of stuff. I look at her, I bring her up, and I say this. I'm not angry or hurt about this interaction. I'm not angry or hurt about this interaction. And so if I am angry or hurt, it will say, no, fuck, I am hurt, man. I'm fucking pissed. Yeah, so then this thought comes out, I'm fucking pissed. Okay, so then my job is to just be with this. I'm fucking pissed, watch this thought and allow the feeling, watch the thought, allow the feeling, pissed. Okay, there's not the reverse inquiry. Or now we mine it. If this anger were to speak, what would it say? And you see what it says. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I'm meeting the anger. Comes down a little bit. I look at her again, bring her up again in inquiry. And I say, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid about this situation. And if there's any fear, it will tell you, no, I am afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that this will happen and this will happen. Okay, so then again, I meet that fear, yeah, until it comes down a bit. Then I bring her up again. I have no shame or guilt about what happened here. And in my case, I didn't know. I have shame, man, because I was a sneaky bastard here, and she caught me, and it's like I have shame. So basically, in that cocktail of many feelings, I had anger, sadness, fear, shame, guilt, and now I'm coming with her with my head. But underneath is all of this. So using the reverse inquiry on emotions like that, it brings each one more crisp, And so I did this. I remember I had all of them. I had shame for various reasons. I had fear, I had anger, I felt hurt, I had sad. But just doing this, the emotional, I was very, I meet the cocktail of substances in that emotional cocktail, and I pack one of them, and this metabolizes them. Ultimately, it's hard to do it alone at the beginning, but ultimately, if you get a hang of it, if I know I have you know, I'm not worthy or this or that. When I work with people, I you know, okay, with this happened, that happened, and whatever. But ultimately, we hone in the deficiency story, and I want them to work on it for 2-3 weeks with that only, just that only. Because the tendency is when we process horizontally. Oh, some unworthiness here, not safe here, and then some stress about money here, and then I don't know about my girlfriend, and so we just do a little bit. And so with this method, you can hone into the corrupt code, and then you stay with it, and through making conscious and doing this a bunch of times, it will be revealed to us that that thought is not me and the thought is not true. Yeah. I mean, it's more complex than that, but that's the essence of this reverse inquiry. Yeah, so we'll drop in, and once again, remember, I will say those statements myself. But I want you to kind of, you repeat those statements, you whisper it to yourself a little bit. When you are yourself at home, it's even good to say it out loud. It's safe to be, it's safe to express. I can put boundaries. You know, it makes it more clear, okay, this is a thought as opposed to the other thoughts in my head. But here I'm going to say the inquiry. I would like you to just whisper it once or twice, 3 times. So you drop it into your own water. Yeah, you drop it. And then just witness the ripples without getting involved in any way. The ripples could be a thought, a feeling, a sensation, or a memory. Remember, there's a thought to observe one at a time. Just one thought. It's almost like you put it on screen and you watch it, you know. Okay. Another thing is that I will, when we do these inquiries, I will have you pull out a panorama, meaning, remember from last time, these important people in your life. Don't forget to include your parents, even if they were not so good. Yeah, so have important people in your life in your mind's eye, in the matrix white room, you see them there. Why do I ask us to do that? Is that it will evoke more the program, because all our deficiency stories have been developed in a relationship. They have never developed us in a room by ourselves or in nature. So they were all in the relationship. And if I bring the people in our life, then it's going to stir more things. Yeah. If somehow it's too much stuff, too much heat comes up, you can't handle it, you can't take it, it's overwhelming. Yeah. You know, you can just open your eyes and just look at people, look at the Tonka, you know, you can pop out if it's too much, you know. All right, so yeah, so make yourself comfortable and becoming aware of the process of breathing. Yeah, somehow losing interest from the head, thinking, bringing awareness more to the body, feeling the contact with the chair, the floor. So notice the belly rising and falling with each breath, the felt sense of the air, without going into past or future. As the mind gets more quiet, we can open the attention and welcome the totality of the now, this ongoing data, sounds, sensation, and thoughts arising and passing. Just noticing without sticking to them or without trying to change anything. And definitely bring awareness to the inner body, noticing and allowing any energy, sensation, feeling. Let go, trying to resist them, allowing them, staying in the here and now. And remember that whatever shows up, it is impermanent. It's a thought or a feeling, sensation, memory. It cannot hurt you, actually. No matter what shows up, cannot hurt this aware presence which perceives it. Never did. So in this mind's eye, if you can bring up now some important people in your life, parents from the past, or spouses, family, friends, employer, people, just seeing them. They don't say anything to you, you don't say anything, but they are here. While also all the time having awareness of the inner body. Okay, so let's play with some of this. So I'll say a sentence, and if you can whisper it to yourself twice, and then just witness with curiosity whatever comes, one thought at a time, staying with one thought. Or yeah, let's see. Same people. I am good enough just the way I am. You are good enough just the way you are. And whisper this to yourself twice. Good enough just the way you are. Then just witnessing. Thought, sensation. Yeah, some of us we may get some thought. So if you get a thought, just stay with one thought. If it says no, see what it says. No, meaning what? And just putting this thought on the screen, letting it be there, just being awake to that thought. It may bring some energy or something, but stay present to the thought. Also, some of us may not have a thought, may have more like a tension in the body. So let's repeat it and really see what happens. I am good enough, just the way I am. Good enough, just the way I am. So notice if you notice any part of the body that responds. If you can put your hand there just for me to watch. Okay. All right, so then if you have something like that, then notice that area, let it be there, and see if you were to say something, what would it say? No matter what it says, it's okay, no matter how strange. Let it be okay and just present to that new thought. We're not believing, we're not disproving. We're seeing the new thought from awareness, not doing anything about it. There might be more thoughts in that sensation. So see what else does it say, this in the chest or in the belly. Just notice, not engaging, not trying to uplift anything, one thought at a time, until that thought naturally fades away. You as the witness remain. Yeah, and so take a moment now to come back to you as this sense of aware witnessing, which notices these things. Take a breath. I want to try some more codes here. I'm not going in depth with each one of them, just trying various things. Seeing people in your life. I am worthy of love and care and good things. I'm worthy of love and care and all good things. Whispering this a couple of times and then just witness and allow. Yeah, there's a thought, or maybe if there are more thoughts, just choose one, stay with one thought, be aware of it. Almost trying to make it stay. Trying to make the thought stay by witnessing it. Or for some of us, they are bodily, so stay in touch with the reaction. I'm worthy of love and care and all good things. See, maybe some other part of the body got activated. Allow that first. If it is a feeling, just allow it. If it's sad or something, just welcome the sadness. If it's a tension or contraction, you can go into it and mine it out. How would it say this? Whatever it says, be awake to that thought. That's a thought. It's a voice. Staying as the witness of this stuff. If there are memories, if there are memories coming or something, see the memory and it means something. I'm worthy of love and care and all good things. So whatever comes in the body, notice, allow, don't try to change anything. It's not going to kill you. Yeah. So if you can now clear the slate, I want to try more stuff. So using the bell to come back to this sense of global aware presence. Tuning back into this sense of aware openness, which sees thoughts and emotions, yet it is not a thought. And again, seeing people in your life, and let's try another one. I can fully be myself with them. I can fully be myself with them. Just noticing any opposition, thought, sensation, feeling. Just being awake to it, nothing else. It's safe to be fully real with them. Yeah, notice, is any part of the body that gets activated? If there is a sense of a no, like no, no, let it be there, no. And no meaning what? No, it's not safe. No, I have to hide, I have to be good. See what else it says. It's safe to be fully real with them. So if you feel a contraction or unpleasantness, first of all, allow it. Bring awareness there and mine it out. If you had to say a thought, what would that be? Whatever it says, that's another thought. Witness. Not thinking about those things, just witnessing. Until the thought naturally fades away. If you still have the contraction or something, there might be more. What else does it say? That contraction in response to it's safe to be fully real with them. All right, so whatever comes, I don't want to go too deep in each one of them. So whatever comes, notice what are we dealing with here? It's a thought, sensation, image. Check for yourself experientially. Are you these thoughts or this sensation? Or are you that which is aware of it? Are you the thought or the energy? Or are you this awareness which observes it? Just check experientially, not intellectually. Yeah, coming back to this sense of just being here. We can play some more with this tool. So looking at people in your life, feeling into your body. I can say no. I can say no. I can put boundaries and say no. I'm comfortable putting boundaries and saying no. Whisper this to yourself. Comfortable putting boundaries, saying no. And witness whatever comes, thought, sensation, doing nothing about it. Yeah, so we can use another way too, like saying this and witnessing whatever comes up. There is nothing that I'm ashamed of or I have guilt about in my life. There's nothing that I'm ashamed of or I feel guilt. The subconscious will bring up something to you, very likely. No, think of that. So see that. There's nothing to be ashamed of in my life. Whatever comes, thought or energy, witness, allow. Yeah, I'm coming back to this sense of just being present. Yeah, and opening the attention so we don't focus into anything, but we are globally aware. I'm not going to stir any other inquiries now. Whatever is in your body, just welcome the energy. Let it do whatever it wants. And once again, check your experience right now. That's all we have, is your experience, my experience. Maybe some things were stirred, yeah, maybe some tensions, some feelings, some images, some thoughts. Ask yourself, am I this stuff? Am I this? Or am I that which is aware of them? Which one is you? Obviously, thoughts come and go. You don't go. Even feeling, sensation come and go. You are not a sensation. Thoughts, sensations, they appear to awareness. Yeah, so going back to yourself, being less interested in thoughts, feelings, contractions. Zoom out like in Google Maps. Just being. And is any residual unpleasantness or energy in your body evoked by these inquiries? Release custody over it. Like as if they are fishes, let them do whatever they want. They can stay, they can go. Stay as this aware water. Just present.